Hi, it's Michelle Orwick on Michelle's Magical Mondays. I am super excited to be here with all of you for our second week of Michelle and all of her crazy advice. So I wanted to start today with a very exciting contest that we have a couple winners for. So last week I had told you that if you liked my Facebook business page or if you shared this video, you would be in a contest for a free session. So I pulled those ahead of time to save time today. And so the two winners for tonight are Missy Hayes from my very hometown. So hi Missy, I'm so excited that it was you because, you know, it's kind of cool. Somebody from home. I'm from Minerva, Ohio, and I live here in Orlando, Florida. So it's nice to connect to somebody I went to school with. In fact, Missy and I went to like Girl Scouts together in elementary school. So I look forward to connecting with you and seeing how I can help you with whatever's going on in your world. So my first winner for this week is Missy, and my second contest winner is actually a Theta healer from here in Orlando, Florida, Brenda Wills, and so she has been a fan of the fan page many times, and so she gets a wonderful session. And what's super cool is I actually married her, so that's kind of awesome. And so those are our two winners for this week. So if you want to be eligible for next week's winning prizes, go ahead and share this page, or if you are part of my, if you want to like my page, or if you are a member of my business page, you're automatically eligible. So super cool, and there's a lot going on, so I'm going to get right into some stuff. I went ahead and pulled the card of the week before we started, and the card of the week is from the Brian Froud Heart of Fairy deck, and this is called The Blessing. And so the energy right now is a little weird. We have a full moon tonight. We have the Libra full moon sometime overnight. So for those of you who are here on the East Coast with me, we have it technically at 2 o'clock in the morning, which would be Tuesday morning. For those of you who are my friends out in California and along the way, it may still technically be here on Monday night late. So we are at the peak of this really awesome full moon, which has been named the pink full moon. And the reason it's been named pink full moon is for all the flowers that tend to bloom this time of year. And I think of pink as the unconditional love color. And what's interesting is that this is a Libra full moon, and Libra is ruled by Venus, which is the goddess of love. So that goddess of love happens to be in retrograde right now, along with several other planets, which is 4 to be exact. So what we're doing right now is we're in reflection. So here we are at the height of this full moon. This full moon is all about learning how to love yourself, learning how to love other people, learning how to really see how to choose love when something else might not necessarily be the immediate normal reaction for us. So the book of the week ties right into that, which is my special recommendation to read is actually a book by Matt Kahn, and it is called Whatever Arises, Love That. He is an author that is an incredible healer. His philosophy is so deep with what we're going to talk about tonight. So we're going to start with the fact that we need to understand that we have been working for months and months and months on change. And here we are at the peak of this full moon, and we are looking at actual rebirth with this full moon. What is it we are we are creating? What is it we are learning to love? Is it that we need to love about ourself? So whatever arises, love that. The idea in my eyes when I think about that concept is you're going to have stuff come up. You're going to be working with fear, or you're going to be working with situations that maybe aren't pleasant, but love into it. And so that means take care of yourself. It means choose the gentle, loving answer. Take a few seconds to take a deep breath. Mercury is in retrograde right now, so that's the planet of communication. And so take a deep breath and really think about what you're going to say before you say it right now. So what I want to do is I want you to understand that breathing is going to be really important. Breathe before you speak. That's number one piece of advice I have for this week. It's a key time for you to reevaluate your relationships with other people. With this moon, reevaluate your relationship with yourself. Start thinking about doing some love work on yourself, where you're actually saying I love you to yourself, and say I love you to everyone around you. It may seem a little strange at first, may even seem inauthentic, but when you get into the energy of the love vibration, you're actually starting to let go of the anger and the fear. So the first thing that you're going to do is just breathe and then say, I forgive you. I don't mean to be angry. What is it that I'm really angry about? And think about that before you talk, because it is important to create boundaries. It is important to set standards. It is important for you to share what you're feeling. So, because we all are thinking that other person knows exactly what we think and exactly what we feel, but that's not true unless we tell them. But we want to make sure that we say it in a way that's going to be heard, not in a way that's harsh. So right now, this energy is all about loving yourself and understanding that what you love needs to be approached, and the people you love need to be approached in an energy of caring and consideration. There is a statement called I am. And the I am is something we call the Moses Code. And there's a lot written about this. This is certainly not my words to share. This is something that I've deeply been studying and deeply been trying to practice, with the understanding that whatever you say after I am is what you become. So I am, and then fill in the blank. So we tend to say things like I am tired, or I am exhausted, or I'm mad, or I'm angry, or I'm frustrated. I want you to sit down and think about those words, and I want you to start saying things, even if you don't mean them yet, about I am. So I am happy, I am love, I am joyful, I am going to work on things, I am going to do my best instead of just being defeated and just being stressed. So I am. And so right now, if you want to go with the energy of love, which is this full moon's vibration, I am love. So you can take this seed sound of love, and that's ah. So it doesn't matter where you think about this, but ah is the seed sound. So do, re, mi, fa, la, ti, do. So the sound of the heart chakra, if you think about those notes, is ah. And so when you're feeling into your heart, you're actually making that sound, or feeling that sound as you make the sound. So Amen, Allah, Buddha, Judah, fa la 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 la. So it's ah. So try saying it a little bit. Ah, ah. And so Wayne Dyer actually tells us to actually use that sound to help relax and help let go of our stresses. So we actually repeat the sound. Like a meditation, kind of like those of you who have done Om. So instead of Om, it's Ah, and it's actually A-U-H if you're wanting to spell out that sound and think about what that sound really looks like on paper. So it's Ah, and that's the sound of your heart chakra or love. And it helps you, if you want to repeat that over and over again, to release some stress. It's a good sound to do in the mornings, a good sound to do when you're upset. Another thing to do is always work with your heart in that you can just touch your heart when you're, like, if somebody's talking to you and you don't even want to hear what's going on, and you're trying to remember to come at it from a heart space. Touch your heart and remind yourself that you're shutting down your energy, you're listening, you want to hear what they have to say, but you don't want to take it on for you. So you're just touching your heart, remembering to be heart-centered, remembering to be love, remembering that you are love instead of thinking I am gonna kill you. So what you're doing is you're loving into something. And if you're having a bad day, remember that you're going to do the best job you can. Instead of fearing what you're doing, I want you to really think about loving into yourself. And so what does that mean? So I was talking earlier with somebody online, so this is one of the questions for today. What am I supposed to do when I'm afraid, or when I don't want to screw something up real bad? So you need to do it anyway, but the first thing you have to do is you have to address that it's a fear or a worry. And you want to just think about the fact that that's probably not going to happen, all the things you're worried about, and sort of disassemble it in your mind, because it gets so much power just by you giving it your negative thoughts over and over again. So you're going to disassemble your fear. You're going to recognize it is a fear. You're going to recognize that it's a challenge. You're going to recognize that it's a frustration or a negative emotion or a challenge for you. And you're going to give it that name. You're going to name it. So the first thing you're going to do with your story is identify it. And you're going to take it out, because we don't want to I am it. You don't want to give it the energy of I am this thing. You're just going to say, all right, that is a fear. Not I am afraid, but that is a fear. And so we're going to put that fear aside, and we're going to rewrite our own story. You want to say, well, if it were to go exactly how I wanted it to be, what would it look like? So that's the new story, or that's the new energy. So you're going to give it love. And love is the energy of creation energy, or the awe. So the awe energy of I love the fact that I have an opportunity to try this. I'm afraid of this thing. I'm going to put it aside, but I'm going to love into the fact that it's possible that this other thing is a choice. Because really, happiness and joy and success and trying are all choices that you're going to make. You can choose to be limited, you can choose to be stopped, or you can choose to do something anyway. You can choose to be on that fine line of moving forward, or you can be on that fine line of fear. So again, we go back to the astrology of right now. So tonight is this really beautiful, amazing full moon, also being called the pink moon. So right now, what I want you to focus on is, what is it you want? Really spend some time in the next 24 to 48 hours of thinking about what you want instead of what you don't want. If you haven't ever done any deep meditation, this is the perfect time. Perfect time to think about, what are you creating? Who do you want to be? What do you want to succeed in? This is the time to imagine it. This is the time to create it in your mind. This is the time to start a ritual around actually making simple steps. So I want you to really use this energy as a focal point of thought. With all of the planets that are in retrograde, it may be a little hard to get some things started. So I want you to just spend your time focusing. This energy is definitely about focus and regeneration. Some of you who are a little more advanced watchers are maybe feeling what we call ascension symptoms. Right now, a lot of people are purging physical items. Like I had an ear infection that I had to let go of. I no longer want to hear things that I don't want to hear, so it clogged it all up. So think about what your physical symptoms might be and how that might relate to letting it go. So is that an ascension symptom? Right now, almost everybody on the planet is working on leveling up. And what happens when you're trying to level up is that if you're resisting, things are going to come in to make sure that you change. So that means if you are working for something, if you're working toward what you want, things are going to start falling into place for you really right now. This is a time of synchronicities. It's a time of coincidences. It's a time of increased intuition, heightened understanding of yourself, heightened understanding and epiphanies of the people that are around us. But if you are stuck in old patterns or you're not moving forward, it's gonna knock you kind of on your butt to make you move forward. So essentially it's a choice. Are you going to take that rowboat and go upriver, or are you going to just sit in the boat and let it take you anywhere you want? It's gonna dump you off over on the side of the river. It's gonna take you over the waterfall. It's gonna take you where it goes. But if you decide to paddle that boat, you have the momentum right now to move into any direction that you want. So we're ascending into a new vibration. We're ascending into this more spiritual time on the planet. And one of the other questions that we're gonna touch base on is that it is a really crazy time on the planet right now. There's a lot of fear in our politics and in the world consciousness. And so I still go back to the theme of love on that. So tonight is a perfect night for all of us to feel into our heart and to feel into the heart of every single person on the planet. So take a couple breaths. In fact, let's do that right now. Let's just close our eyes. I want you to just close your eyes. I want you to just breathe. Breathe. Oh, we forget to breathe. But the breath is literally the essence of life. Without breath, we wouldn't be able to go on. So take a deep breath and kind of in with all this air that fuels us and out with all of our fear. So I want you to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out with your fear. In with hope, out with fear. In with love, out with fear. Now I want you to feel your heartbeat. Just take a minute, and if you need to physically touch it, go ahead. Physically touch your heartbeat. And just keep your eyes closed and feel how it feels to connect to your heartbeat. You can do this anywhere, this short meditation. But let's take that another step. Let's actually open you up to feeling the heartbeat of the physical planet. So keep breathing. It might feel like the ocean coming in and out like the waves of the ocean. And you might feel the giant jar of glitter just taking the waterfall of energy and releasing the negative through your body. Then I want you to feel the energy of the heartbeat of the planet and connect to it. Now from there, go ahead and connect to the heartbeat of every person on the planet. So this is choosing love right here. You're choosing to send out an energetic love to every person on the planet. What an amazing consciousness this is. Choosing to love into it. Choosing to send love to those who are having a hardship right now. choosing to send love to those who may be trying to make a decision in their lives, or even, God forbid, that they are making a decision for the planet, something that could affect us on a whole level, a world level, or a cosmic level. So we're going to send the energy of love and joy and peace out to the people on the planet through our heartbeat. Maybe you miss somebody right now. You can think of somebody that lives far away from you. And so I want you to send love to that person right now. Imagine sending them love through your heartbeat and their heartbeat connecting. Take another really deep breath and choose to feel the love come back to you for a second. That you feel the love, all the love that the world has to offer. That you feel all the love that is in your heart expand out. Maybe we need to break that box around your heart. This is the way to do it, where you just literally break free of the chains and the feelings of your everyday consciousness. Break into the idea that you're sort of inside a pyramid. Your body is inside of a pyramid. You can feel the pyramid starting to form around you. And now even go deeper and imagine that there's actually two pyramids, one up and one down, and your body's inside this pyramid. This is called a Merkaba or a Merkaba. I've heard it called different things by different pronunciations because of different languages. And I want you to just imagine that you're spinning, your heart's spinning, you're spinning, and you are creating the energy field of strength. You're creating an energy field of your light body around you. You're actually ascending your soul into the journey of love, into breaking free of the energy of limitation, breaking free of the energy of fear, breaking free of the energy of frustration. Maybe you need to let go of some things. So take a second right now and let's let go of what's holding us back, whether it's traffic, the kids screaming in the background, whether it's your elderly parents that you're taking care of, whether it's your job that's telling you you need to do this or you can't do that, or maybe it's your bills sitting in a pile in the corner. I want you to break free of that consciousness of I can't or I'm afraid of. And realize that this is actually a vehicle to transcend you on an energy level into joy, into happiness, into hope, into movement, into the ability to move forward right now. So tonight, tomorrow, the next 48 hours, I really want you to think about, how am I going to move forward? What am I going to do right now? Who do I need to tell I love? Who do I need to tell I love? Start with yourself. I love you. I love you. I love you. It should be a chant. It should be an absolute mantra for you. So as you're coming back into your own awareness, understand that the first thing you have to love is yourself. So go ahead and choose to send yourself love. Choose to send the energy into your own body. Choose to receive that, because when we're depleted, when we have no resources, we're flat. You know, we just move forward. We just do the next thing. But I don't want you to do the next thing. I want you to be so full that you are expansive. That's definitely the energy of this full moon. It's very expansive. That's why it's easy to send love out through the heartbeat. It's easy to send and connect to people across the planet. It's easy right now for you to connect to your own hopes, dreams, and desires. Maybe they've been on the shadow side for a while. Now is a time to plan. Now is a time to focus. I really want you to get up tomorrow with the idea that today I'm going to do one thing toward the rest of my life. Today I'm going to be nicer to myself. Maybe you need to take a little vacation. Maybe you need to sleep more. Maybe you need to be nicer to your coworkers or your children or your loved ones. Whatever it is you need to do, I really want you to take this as an opportunity to make that change, because change is a choice. It's not always the easy choice, but I guarantee when you move forward, you'll thank yourself for it. I guarantee it. If you look back at how far you've come, you'll see that this might be a turning point. So in a couple of years, or even in a couple of months, you might say, you know, Monday, April 10th was the turning point. So I want you to think of that as you're creating your wishes tonight. So Wayne Dyer has a book out there called Wishes Fulfilled. And if you want to know anything more, so even though the book of the week is Whatever Arises, love that. A secondary book right now that would be very helpful is Wayne Dyer's Wishes Fulfilled. So what he talks about is that we are the consciousness of what we think about. So if you want to start changing your life and bringing wishes into the world, this would be an amazing time to do it. So we're going to get into the idea and energy of choosing love. We're going to get into the energy of not being so hard on ourselves when things are going wrong. We're going to choose to move forward and get into hope energy, get into love energy, get into movement energy when things are going wrong. We're also going to take care of ourselves when things are not so pleasant. If we need to grieve, we need to grieve. If we need to take some downtime, we need to take some downtime. Like, I was exhausted from a humongously awesome week last week, but I needed to rest. So, you know, I spent the weekend at the beach. Now, not every one of you lives near the beach, but you might live near the oceans or the desert or a woods. I really recommend getting outside if you can. Even if you live in the snow right now, snow has its healing properties too. So get outside, or if you're not sleeping, make sure you're getting enough rest. Rest is really important. Breath is really important. And believe it or not, water. As I'm going through some different healing treatments, they are really teaching me that we need to stay hydrated. Are you drinking enough water? Because our bodies is so high a percentage of water, and we tend to drink soda and juice and just don't drink anything. So make sure that we're drinking enough plain old water to stay full and regenerated. Because when we live in the energy of self-care, we're taking care of our body. We're thinking about what we're putting into our mouth. We're thinking about what comes out of our mouth, whether it's to create boundaries, to create loving words. I want you to think about that. What are you putting into your mouth? What are you taking out of your mouth? That's air, that's words, that's food, that's drinks. So, and I'm not saying that anybody has to be perfect. I just want you to be conscious and aware. So right now, the first step is just mindfulness. This Libra full moon talks about mindfulness. It talks about the balance where the sun is in Aries, and so this is a time of forward movement. But the Libra moon is about balance. It's about, you know, getting enough rest, getting enough relaxation, but also getting out and exercising, getting out and making forward motion into the world. So right now, what I want you to do is love yourself, choose love, move forward, don't be afraid, and be very conscious of the words I am. So I am love. And in this case, I am Michelle Orwick, and I'm super excited to have gotten to talk to you tonight. I will be bringing more information to you guys next Monday at 7 p.m. And so tonight, take good care of yourself, and I will see you next week. The contest will be going, so if you want to share this, you'll get in for a chance to win a session with me. If you are interested in getting a session for me, go ahead and private message me if you just want to go ahead and sign up for a session, or if you want to sign up for a Theta Healing course. I'll be teaching the basic Theta Healing course on the weekend of the 21st this month. So I'm pretty excited about doing that here. So live from Orlando, Florida, have a wonderful and blessed, happy full pink moon.